close to 3,000 tax returns for clients, probably 5,000 rentals around the country. Other CPAs, and any other CPAs in the house want to validate this, right? The average rental on paper loses money. Why? What are you writing off? Depreciation. What else? Who gets to write off the mortgage payment? You didn't make the payment. Who gets to write it off? You do. So you're writing off the interest, depreciation, cell phone, travel, dining, entertainment, PDA's lifetime. The average rental will lose $6,000 to $8,000 on paper. Travel, one of the most underutilized tax write-offs when it comes to rentals. Why not buy rentals where you go? I buy rentals in Idaho because I like Idaho, but my mother-in-law lives there. This is huge. So I bought a duplex. I'm not kidding you. I bought a duplex right next door to my mother-in-law. It's awesome. So every time I go, I can get a write-off. It's got to be worth something, right? So boom, you know. And what's cool is I cart all the kids with me. You know, my little employees, all the way to grandma's house, and as soon as we get there, they get out of the car, I'm like, okay, you're mowing a lawn, you're shoveling snow, you're doing this, you're doing that. Boom. They hate it. I brainwash them. Now going to grandma's, they hate it, because all they do is work on the rental. My wife hates this. She's like, you ruined the kids. So she'll be like, let's go to grandma's. Oh no, we ain't going to grandma's. So, at Christmas, I loaded up the kids. We drove to Idaho, and it took us 2 days. Stopped and skied one. It was brutal. You know that smell from the back, right? Okay, so brutal. Drove all the way, and I wrote off all the mileage to Idaho because I was going to check on my rental. So I wrote off Cracker Barrel like 3 times. You know, love that maple syrup. You know, so that's it. You know, so that buy rentals where you go. If grandma lives in Michigan, think of rentals in Michigan. If your kids are going to college in Texas, buy rentals in Texas. Get your kids involved in the management. Get them in. Guys, we have an opportunity here to change the lives of our family members. Do you know my father-in-law is the property manager for my 3 rentals in Idaho? He loves it. It's great. He goes out and always yells at someone for not bringing in the garbage can. He's like the best property manager you can have. But get your kids in college learning this principle. How many of us wish our parents would have taught us about real estate investment when we were in college? Right? We can pass on a legacy here. Okay, so let's say you're losing $6,000 on paper, 6K. And you're in a 30% bracket again, 30% bracket, that's $2,000 in tax savings. You bought a rental, you didn't put any more money in, and you save taxes. Happens every day. That's $2,000. So I say my tax bill went down by $2,000. So now, look at that, that's a 20% ROI just on my tax return. Now, I'm quickly on cash flow. We want to buy rentals to cash flow, okay? 2005, we didn't even care about cash flow. Why did we buy rentals in 2005? What was the quadrant? Appreciation. We were drunk with appreciation. Just buy it, it'll keep going up. Just buy it, right? You know, right? Now, what did we learn? What did we learn? Which quadrant's most important? Cash flow. Guys, if we buy a rental at cash flows, the other 3 quadrants come along for the ride. Cash flows, this is the most important part. So let's just say you cash, anybody, did you round cash flow $100 a month? $100 a month. Okay, he didn't put any more money in, and a cash flow is $100 to pay for his conversion expenses, his cell phone. Now he just got his cell phone paid for by his rental. Okay, so that's a return on investment. He's bringing home cash he didn't have before to pay for the same expenses he had before. So if we do it just $190 a month, $1,000 a year. Look at that. Boom. 10% ROI. I put in $10,000. I made $1,000 in cash flow. Let's see if my math worked out here. 50%, 20, 70%, 80, 90, 100%. I made 100% on a piece of crap rental that I probably put down too much money on. If you think this is too aggressive, cut it in half. Okay, 50%. Guys, this is why buying 1 rental a year, using the bank's money, partnering, leveraging, being careful, being cautious. Our rentals tough, they are. We got to learn. That's why we're here on a Thursday night. We're getting good education when we can. We're soaking it up. We're running numbers. We're not buying properties, we're buying numbers. We don't get attached. We don't buy rentals that we never live in. We buy rentals that we can rent. We got to have a different mentality when it comes to rentals. But it can change our life. This, my friends, is tax strategy number 3. Woo! Can you feel it? Woo! Give me 5. All right, now let me throw this out because I know some of you are like, Mark, it's not that rosy, so I'm going to quickly hit this. Okay, let's go back. Gosh, I cannot believe Time is flying by. Okay. All right, so here's our short-term, long-term. Hang with me, this is huge. Short-term, long-term. So I do my sole proprietor, I do my S corp, and I promise this gentleman I'll hit the C corp. I didn't forget you. Okay. Now I got my LLC. Now look it. I want my rentals. Boom, these cute little rentals. I'm getting good at this. This is working out. Okay, my rentals are going to flow down and give me a loss that I can use against my S corp K1 and my W2, and I may have a W2 day job. My spouse may have a W2, but I've got all these pluses, and I want the minuses from my rentals to wipe out the pluses here. So on my 1040, it all comes together and everyone runs through. Brad Pitt, Chanel #5. You know what I'm saying, ladies, right? Okay, right. Focus, okay. We're Brad Pitt, focus. Okay. Now, okay, so this is all coming together. Now, these losses, you can screw it up. You can screw it up. So I have so many new clients that come to me and their CPA checked the wrong box because these losses just don't come to you on a silver platter. We've got to choose the right election here. Now, some of you seasoned business owners know what I'm talking about. You could be passive, you could be active, or you could be what's called a real estate professional, right? Now, if you're passive and you check that box, how many of your losses are a write-off against your other income over here? None. Passive losses only against passive gains. It just sucks. None of my clients are on this one. None. Now, if I'm active and I check the right box, how many of these losses can I write off against over here? Not all of them. Up to $25,000. Very good. So I can write off up to $25,000 until my AGI hits 150 grand. This is why some people go to their CPA and go, yeah, I wouldn't hurt this Mark Kohler guy. He said to buy one rental a year. Well, you make too much money. Don't buy rentals. Let's fund your 401k, buy more stock. Well, I got good rentals out there. Oh, no, bad idea. You make too much money. No! Okay, now hold it. Let's say I make too much money. Do you lose all these losses? Are they gone? Well, they carry forward. They go into this cute little bucket called a passive loss carry forward bucket. And they grow, and they grow, and they grow, and then 10 years from now, when you bought one rental a year, and you go, I'm going to sell rental number 4. Okay, so you go over here, I'm going to go sell rental number 4, and guess what? Your bucket dumps out, and you can use all the losses against any rental. Any of them. So now you're not using 1031 exchanges or CRTs because you've been capturing all those losses. I have clients coming and go, yeah, I don't even put the kids on payroll because I made too much money, I don't get the write-off. Oh, you don't get it! Just keep track of it. Just keep track of it. Now, what do you have to do to be active? What do you have to do to be active?
700 hours.
Actually, no. There's no time requirement. There's no job. There's nothing. To be active, you just have to say, I'm in charge of decision making. I buy that property, I hire that property manager. Done! Everybody can be active. All of my clients are at least active. Now, to be a real estate professional, 750 hours, that's test number 1, there's 3 of them. 750 hours. I've got to put in about 13 hours a week doing real estate. Okay, so where are my realtors in the house? Woo, you did 13 hours by Monday by 6 o'clock, right? Okay, boom, all right. Okay, easy. Now, contractors, realtors, no-brainers. However, you do not have to be a licensed realtor or contractor. The second test is you just have to do real estate as your primary occupation. Now, you could be a pharmacist at CVS 20 hours a week, but you better dang well be doing 21 hours of real estate. You've got to show that you predominantly do real estate. Manage your rentals, do rehabs, fix and flips, wholesales, I don't care. But you've got to have your own small business. You can't work for someone else and call it real estate. So primary occupation. Now the third test is you have to materially participate in the management. Now if you have multiple rentals, you can take an election where you bundle all the time you spend, and as long as it's greater than any one manager, you win. There's actually 7 sub-tests that you can qualify in. I've been in an IRS center in Laguna Niguel sitting across the table just arguing with this agent, pulling out law, and they're like, my client wins. Very good. So very cool. So this works. Now if you're a real estate professional, How many of these losses can I write off against my other income? All of them. So all these losses wipe out my other income. Now, this is huge, because here's the cool part. If one spouse qualifies, they both qualify. So this is huge. So let me see my single real estate professionals out there. Come on. Oh, single real estate professional? Look at, she's gorgeous. Do you know her street value out there? Sorry, I probably should